Mrs. Bolton? What are you thinking kicking me out of my room? Me and my son are going to be living in this high-rise condo without you from now on. But this is my house. No, this is me and my son Carlo's house. Honestly, how many times do I have to tell you until you understand? The husband is the pillar of the household, which means that Carlo is the owner of this house, and I am Carlo's mother, meaning that I have the right to decide whether you can live here or not. But you still repeatedly insist that this is your house, acting all arrogant. I hate your face so much it makes me sick. Why did Carlo marry a woman like you in the first place? Mrs. Bolton, you keep calling me you, but I have a name, Erica. A bitch like you doesn't need a name. I hate you from the bottom of my heart. Leave. I understand that you enjoy insulting me, your son's wife, but haven't you noticed how both your husband and your son look at you? I said this is me and Carlo's room, not yours. Besides, I already decided to divorce my husband. And isn't your husband telling you to quit it and just come home already? It's already been 3 months since he barged into our house and just started living here, not to mention that you kicked me out of the room that I'm the owner of. It doesn't matter. You just have to divorce Carlo and we won't have any more problems. What? Divorce? I don't need a man so poor that he can only get a shabby apartment to live in. Once I divorce him, I'll have no choice but to move in with my son, which means that I'll automatically be able to live in this high-rise condo, in a room on the 40th floor. That's why you're divorcing him? Who cares about the reason? I'll divorce him if I want to. Anyways, I'm not going to let you return to this house. What do you plan on doing with my stuff? At the present, I only have my phone and wallet in the bag I'm putting them in. Hire a moving company to pick up your stuff for you. I'll let you do that at least. I'm not going to let you come back here no matter what. Is that so? Fine, I understand. If you come, I'll call the police for trespassing. That's exactly what I want to tell you, but all right. Huh? I guess if this means that I no longer have to live with you, then all right, I guess. Hi, Carlos. I know you're currently on a business trip, but this is urgent.
Oh. Hi, Erica.
Is now a good time?
Yep, I'm free right now. What's the matter? You were taking a day off today, right?
Your mother kicked me out of our house.
What?
I went to buy some stuff at the convenience store and she locked me out.
You didn't bring a key with you?
I thought I did, but when I looked at my key holder, only my house key was gone. I think your mother must have stolen it.
Jesus, that woman is going too far.
Hey, Carlo. I understand painfully well now that your mother has wanted to live in a high-rise condo for a long time now, but I feel that recently she's been a lot more fervent about it than usual. She's even saying that she's going to divorce your father so she can live at our house.
What? She said that?
I'm sorry, but I ended up unconsciously muttering under my breath, this family is done for.
It must have been that serious if she made you say that.
I'll send you screenshots of the conversation we had by text after she kicked me out of our condo. I'll let you decide whether to show it to your dad or not.
All right. Got it.
Well, that's the situation. What she's doing seems a bit strange, even for your mother. I think something must have happened to her.
Oh, that reminds me. Dad told me this recently, but apparently the daughter of an old friend of Mom's married an extremely rich capitalist.
By your old friend, do you mean that person your mother sometimes insults and complains about?
Yep, that person. For some reason, Mother sees her as a rival.
Didn't she lose her husband 20 years ago and raised her daughter basically on her own?
Yep. Mother apparently thought that she was better than her, as a woman, because she had a husband that her friend didn't. But her daughter married a capitalist, and a filthy rich one at that. And apparently the newly married couple proposed themselves that she live with them on the 30th floor of a high-rise condo.
Oh, and we live on the 40th floor, so it's 2 floors higher.
Yep, that's it. I don't think it matters since we live in different buildings. But apparently Mother doesn't think that way.
I see. I think I now understand what your mother's thinking, but I won't just let her take over our house because of something that stupid.
Agreed. Anyways, we have to do something about you being kicked out. Why didn't you contact the landowners?
Yeah, I considered about that too, but given the timing, I thought that it would be better if we set into motion that plan we were talking about.
Huh? Oh, that plan. I was thinking of letting you decide when we do it, but given the situation, are you sure it's all right?
It is a bit inconvenient, but the preparation is almost complete, so there shouldn't be a problem. Now I just need the cooperation of you and your father.
Got it. I'll contact Dad about it.
Thanks. I'm counting on you.
On the other hand, though, what are you going to do tonight?
I'm going to stay in the business hotel near the station. I intend on going as soon as I can check in.
All right, got it. I'm so sorry about my mother. I'm going to support what you're trying to do as much as I can.
Yep, I'm counting on you.
Oh, looks like I need to get back to work soon.
Thanks. I know you're busy. Take care.
Yep, don't push yourself too hard.
The moving company you hired came. Yep, it's just as they told me. All they have to do is take all the stuff in my room, so you don't need to do anything. Yeah, I don't care as long as you leave. By the way, I heard you sent your husband the divorce papers? Yep. I mean, why would I live with him when my son lives in a high-rise condo like this? I don't need a husband that lives in a shack of an apartment anymore. I got a text from him earlier saying that he turned in the divorce papers as well, so now me and Carlo can live together, just the two of us as a family. Carlo says he's going to talk to the people at the moving company, so I'll go and watch a movie or something. In my opinion, it would be best for you not to get too ahead of yourself, though. Erica! Is something the matter? What's the meaning of this? Why? I understand that your stuff is gone, but where is Carlo's stuff? Why did everything except my stuff disappear? I'm going to need you to take your stuff out of the room soon as well. Oh, what? Why? But me and Carlo are supposed to live in this high-rise condo together from now on. We decided to give up that room for rent. Huh? What do you mean? I thought I explained this to you before, both when I got married to Carlo and when you suddenly started living with us. The room at the high-rise condo is something I inherited from my late father. Huh? Me, the owner, am no longer going to live there. So instead of just making it an empty room, I decided to give it up for rent to earn some revenue. Hold on, wait. Your father had a large enough income to buy a room at a high-rise condo like this? Yes, he was. He ran a company. You mean he was a CEO? Also, I inherited his money, and your son Carlo is an employee there. What? Carlo's an employee at the company you own. Yep, he's the head of the marketing department. Are you lying? No, I'm not. Then, does that mean that I threw away my new life at a high-rise condo by my own doing? Yep, that's what it means. What did you say? If that's the case, Erica, it's fine if you continue living here. I told you I was giving it up for rent. Let's forget anything happened and continue living together just like before. Speaking of which, if you're a CEO, then that must mean that Carlo struck a fortune with you. You should have told me about it sooner. How was I supposed to know? Let's get along from now on, right, Erica? Please, pack your stuff and leave in 3 days. Huh? Decide for yourself where you're going to move to. But that's going to be a problem for me. My parents' house no longer exists. I can't go home to my husband's house anymore either, since I already sent him the divorce papers. What do you want me to do? Well then, goodbye. Where are you telling me I should go? Erica! Carlo? At least you're still my ally, right?
Mother,
Carlo, I'm so glad you replied.
I'm going to be taking on Erica's last name, and I'm going to be living with Erica and her mother from now on.
What?
Goodbye.
Carlo, hold on. Carlo? Help your mother, please! I have nowhere left to go! Her one-sided rivalry with an old friend and her bullying of me. My mother-in-law divorced her husband based on a whim and kicked me out of the room I owned at a high-rise condo because she didn't know I was the owner. She thought she had saved her pride and was headed to victory, but in actuality, she was heading in the opposite direction. She must have never thought, even in her dreams, that she was diving headfirst into the worst possible direction. She was able to receive some property during the property division with her husband after divorce, but it seems that because of her rivalry with this old friend of hers, she was a careless spender of money. So she spent almost all of her money on her new apartment. In this way, she lost everything, and the difference between her and her friend was almost that of heaven and hell. My mother-in-law had no skills to speak of, so now she lives a life of extreme poverty, juggling multiple low-paying jobs at once. I pity her, but I have no intention of helping her. Congratulations on your graduation, Rachael. Huh? Oh, hi, Lisa. You knew it was graduation ceremony at my university today? Yep, looks like you're a full-grown adult now. I guess. That reminds me, where did you get a job at? What? Remember how I asked you about how your job hunting was going around a year ago? You told me it's a secret. I won't tell you until graduation, right? I thought you would tell me after you graduated. Oh, yeah, I remember. Do you want to know that much? You're my late father's second wife, and you're not even related to me by blood. Well, yes, but for the past 10 years, ever since you were 12, I treated you like my own daughter. At least I tried to. Well, I guess there's no denying that you supported me up until now. I'm a bit unhappy that we were slightly in poverty, though. That's because I was saving for the future, but it's also largely because I didn't use any of the money from the inheritance or the insurance he left you. What? Is that so? I was planning on giving you the necessary papers to sign once you became an adult. Then give it to me tomorrow. What? Tomorrow? I need to leave the apartment I rented when I entered university by the day after tomorrow. Oh, you're moving. Yep, I'll stop by your place while I'm at it. Do you have the necessary money to move? I'm fine. I'll tell you about my job when I go there tomorrow as well. Alright, got it. Rachael, who are these men? They're putting the stuff you had left in our house into a truck. Yep, I told them to do it. You told them? They didn't seem like the people that work for a moving company, though. They're Mom's colleagues from work? Huh? Mom? It's obvious, but I'm not talking about you, Lisa. Hold on, don't tell me that. Did you go and meet Renee? I did go and meet her. In fact, I'm with her right now. What's the meaning of this? Don't tell me that the whole time you were in university? Yep, thanks to Renee, life at university was so fun, and I forgot all about getting a job and you. Since when have you been meeting her? Ever since the coming-of-age ceremony, I hired a detective to find out where she lives, and I had him bring us together at the coming-of-age ceremony. A detective? We've been meeting regularly ever since. Why didn't you tell me anything? You know why your father and that woman got divorced, right? Didn't your dad tell you over and over to not go anywhere near her because she's dangerous? Lisa, I'm thankful, I guess, for you supporting me up until now, but that's just the obvious thing to do as my only guardian left after Dad died, right? But the only person I want to call mother is my actual mother, Renee. Rachael. I don't need you to provide me with any more money. I already got the papers I need to inherit Father's money. You're of no use to me anymore. Could you at least tell me where you're moving and where you're going to be working? Oh, that's right. I actually never got a job. What? So does that mean you're going to be graduating without a job? There's something I want to tell you. You see, it looks like my mother Renee is going to support me from now on, so I'm cutting ties with you. What? Renee is going to support you? I'm going to live with my real mother, who's now a celebrity. You're cutting ties? You see, my mom Renee married a really rich man and is now living a life as a celebrity. Apparently, his name is Jack Willis. Jack Willis? That's the name of the man that caused your parents' divorce. Apparently, but I'm not bothered by such things, so it's all right. I mean, he's rich after all. He's so rich that he told me I didn't need to get a job and that I could just relax all day. Isn't that great? What are you talking about? You're so nosy. He already bought me brand new bags and clothes and stuff. I saw with my own eyes that my mom was living a life of luxury. Renee doesn't have that much money, you know. Now you're just lying. Liar. Bye. Rachael! Hi, Lisa. It's been 2 months since we last talked. No, I thought you cut ties with me. You pay too much attention to details. You insulted my mom so much, so I thought I would get revenge by boasting about my new celebrity life. Revenge, huh? First off, to celebrate moving in with Mom, she bought me several pretty party dresses. She says we're going to go out next week in these dresses. Not only that, but tonight we're going to have a full-course dinner at a high-class restaurant with a view. Apparently, it costs $500 per person. To think that I would be eating a single meal that cost 2 months of my food expenses during university. I'm such a celebrity. Is that so? But you shouldn't let your guard down, all right? What do you mean? You see, there was something that I needed to tell you, but now that you're with them, I decided there was no longer any need. You're not making any sense. Well, I'm not your actual mother, and our relationship is a bit dry, but I did raise you for 10 years. So here's my last piece of advice for you. No matter what you do, don't give your father's inheritance to them. Huh? There's no way the kind of celebrity mother that's going to support me from now on is after my money. Don't get mad at me for no reason just because you're jealous that I'm living the life of a celebrity while you're still poor. Goodbye. Lisa? I'm begging you, answer my calls. I seem to recall you telling me that you were cutting ties with me. We have bigger problems right now. The account with Dad's inheritance money is completely dry. What? But I never gave them the account details. Did Renee steal them or something? I told you to change the PIN and the sign when I gave you the account details, right? Oh yeah, I changed both of them the next day, but... Did you check the account balance after that? Yeah, I did. The money Renee said would be in the account was there. If that's the case, then there's no way I would have been able to withdraw the money. You understand that, right? Then why? Did you tell anyone the PIN? Mom told me that she wanted me to change it to her birthday to celebrate me moving in with her. That's it then, I guess. But Mom would never do such a thing. Lisa, what should I do? Apparently Mom used the money to pay off her debt. So that's what happened. I knew it. Huh? You knew? No, but I guessed that that's what she would do with the money. You remember why your parents divorced, right? Yeah. Mom cheated on Dad, and also Mom was loose with her money. Lose is putting it lightly. What? This is before me and your dad met, and I don't know what your parents told you when they were getting divorced while you were still in elementary school, but it seems that Renee was the type of person to take out loans without even hesitating. One day, she borrowed a loan from a group that was considered suspicious in society. Apparently, she met the man she would cheat on your dad with through them. Your dad knew that this was going to mean trouble, and so he rushed to hire a lawyer. He had already been gathering evidence of your mother's adultery, and used that to get divorced with her immediately. He didn't ask her to pay any alimony, and in return got custody of you. He changed jobs and moved far away, bringing you with him. Your grandparents, who passed away 8 years ago and 5 years ago respectively, were also forced to move. So that's why I suddenly changed schools and moved? Yep, he said he cut ties with everyone except his parents from his hometown, as if overnight. What? I was planning on telling you this when you graduated from university, but you know what happened next. To be honest, Renee reaching out to you before that was a miscalculation on my part. I understand painfully now that I underestimated her, even though I only heard about her from your dad. Lisa, help me. What? I think they're going to make me take on customers from tomorrow. Customers? I overheard Renee and Jack talking to each other at night. It seems the party dress she bought for me last week was a uniform for work. Apparently, it's a hostess bar on the outside, but... I understand. Help me. I'm sorry, but I won't be able to directly help you right now. Why not? But we've known each other for 10 years. I was suddenly told that I needed to go on a business trip abroad. I'm currently in the United States. The U.S.? I'm probably going to live here permanently in the future. But you're the only person I can rely on, Lisa. Well, I'll give you one hint then. A hint? The fact that you can still text me means that you have a chance to escape, but I think it's going to be a race against time. What should I do? I'll tell Judith about the whole situation. Judith. Oh, your friend, right? The one who grew up on the island of Sakushima? Yep, that one. You know where she lives, right? Yep, the big house near the station, right? I always saw it on my way to high school, so I remember. Her husband is a lawyer, so ask him for advice. But I need money to get there. I'll tell Judith to pay for your taxi, so return it to her afterwards, all right? Got it. Lisa, thank you. I'm so glad you didn't get mad and cast me aside after what I said to you. But Rachael, I haven't forgotten what you said to me. I just know that this is my last act of kindness towards you. Lisa. I'm not going to help you anymore. Try and live on your own from now on. Okay, I'm sorry for what I said to you. Thank you for everything up until now. It seems that Rachael immediately hopped into a taxi after that and went to Judith's house. Her husband, the lawyer, was exceptionally skilled. Not only did he manage to get back all the money Renee stole from Rachael, but he also started an investigation of the illegal store Rachael was almost made to work at. Thanks to his efforts, Renee and her husband Jack are now behind bars. Apparently, they're guilty of countless other crimes as well, such as fraud and tax evasion, so they won't be able to get out of this for a while. Also, Judith occasionally tells me how Rachael's doing, but it seems that she found a job that came with housing all on her own and has moved there. My eyes teared up when she said that Rachael was doing her best and has become a humble person. It seems that Rachael is no longer the person who said all those heartless things to me and deeply regrets what she did. It seems that I can move on with my life, with no bitter feeling of contempt mixed with sadness, but with a feeling of joy and hope, knowing that Rachael went on the right path. Inspired by her change of character and her willingness to move on with life, I will also try to do my best in this newfound heaven of mine. Hey Seth, sorry, but could you eat at a restaurant or buy takeout tonight?
What? Why?
I have a fever. I won't be able to take care of your mother this weekend too, I think.
Huh?
I think that if I get good rest tonight, I'll probably feel a bit better in the morning. I thought I'd go to the clinic first thing tomorrow morning.
What are you complaining about? It's just a fever. There's some medicine in the emergency box. Isn't that enough?
I want to have a proper checkup at the clinic.
Listen here, Jessica. Stop thinking about only yourself. I'm tired after coming home from work and can finally take a break on the weekend. You must have some nerve to make the pillar of this family, me, do stuff on my valuable weekend.
Please, I'm begging you. I feel really bad right now.
No, you listen to what I say. This weekend, my sister and her children are coming to visit.
What? Do you mean your sister Melanie?
Obviously. Who else would it be?
Do you mean she's coming with all of her 5 children?
Of course. I'm going to pick them up at the station now, so prepare dinner for all of us, all right?
I really can't. Hi, Jessica. I just met Seth now. He said he already told you that we would be coming, so I won't explain it to you again. Well then, take care of my 5 children for me, all right? But I don't remember agreeing. Seth, when I woke up, you and Melanie were gone, and just her 5 children were left. Where did you 2 go? I think the children are going to get lonely without you 2 in a new house. Will the 2 of you please come back? Where did you go?
Huh? What do you mean, where did we go? We went on a trip.
What? A trip?
Didn't I tell you? Me and Melanie plus 2 of our mutual friends are going to a 3-day trip to go to the onsen.
You never told me. I was only told to take care of Melanie's 5 children.
Oh, she didn't tell you.
What do you mean?
Don't you understand that Melanie has something else to do if she's making you take care of her 5 children? You see, she did explain it to you.
That's what you call not explaining enough. Not only will she be gone for 3 days, but you won't be here either. I can't suddenly just take care of 5 young children without any preparation. You're telling me to take care of your old mother as well? What you've been asking of me since yesterday is crazy.
Quit whining. What's your problem? You're just a housewife that doesn't do any work usually.
Huh? I don't do any work?
All you have to do when taking care of my mother is give her food and change her diapers, right?
Huh? You think that's all I do?
Melanie said it's almost time for the 5 children to wake up. Come on, hurry up and prepare food for them and make them eat breakfast. Oh, and do wash the dirty clothes Melanie brought with her yesterday as well. Melanie is usually really tired having to take care of their 5 children, so I want her to relax and refresh during this vacation. Oh, it looks like we'll be arriving at the onsen soon, so I won't be able to contact you for a while. What is it? I'm busy relaxing at the onsen.
I have a fever.
What?
I took my temperature, and my temperature was 40 degrees Celsius.
Huh? Stop exaggerating. You're telling me that you got that high of a fever just by taking care of my mother? Stop complaining and take care of the 5 children as well. We're going to be coming home tomorrow, and that means you're going to be busy preparing food and doing the laundry for 8 people. What are you going to do if you're like that already? If you keep complaining, I'll divorce you. If you don't want me to divorce you, then stay up all night. That way, you'll have plenty of time to do household chores and take care of my mother. Hey, Jessica, we just got home. I'm going to park the car in the parking lot, so I'll drop Melanie off first. Wash our dirty clothes, all right?
Seth, this is terrible. Something really serious has happened.
Melanie, what is it?
Your wife.
What's with Jessica? Oh, don't tell me she was too lazy to do any cleaning and the house is a mess. Jesus, that woman. I need to teach her a lesson as her husband after this.
Jessica's collapsed and is unconscious.
What?
She collapsed near the front door. No way. This is so scary. Hurry up and come home.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Seth. I heard that Jessica collapsed from a combination of overwork and pneumonia.
It seems so.
My children. It seems that before collapsing, she sent them to my aunt's place. Aunt and uncle are so furious at me.
Me too. Mother was handed over to a day service by Uncle Wallace, who happened to visit our house that day. He was furious at me and just finished scolding me now. He even punched me in the face.
This is all your fault.
What?
You said that Jessica had experience as a nursery teacher and that taking care of 5 children for a few days would be easy for her. I had no idea she was feeling ill and had a really high fever. Just her being sick was enough to be worried about. What would you have done if my children got sick as well?
What's your deal? This isn't my fault. You're the one who said you wanted to go on an onsen vacation with your boyfriend Jafar and that your children would be a bother. All I did was cooperate because I wanted to help you.
If you just wanted to help me, then you didn't need to come yourself. You even brought Angeline with you. To think that you would come to me and my boyfriend's vacation with your girlfriend, Angeline.
I'm the one who provided you guys with a car, and we barely even saw each other while we were there. Don't make this my fault.
I didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do anything wrong either.
No, this is your fault.
No, it's yours.
Fine, if it's come to this then.
Yep, we'll have Jessica decide. I don't want either of us lying to her and giving her the wrong idea about the situation, so I'll send this conversation to her.
I see. That's fair, I guess.
We'll have her judge when she gets out of the hospital 1 week later. You better get ready for it.
No, you're the one who needs to prepare.
Hey, Jessica, what's this content certified letter you sent me? What do you mean I have to pay you an alimony? Jessica, explain this.
Didn't you send me a screenshot that was basically your confession that you were cheating on me?
What?
You told me to decide whether you or Melanie was at fault for me being hospitalized, right? But during your conversation, did you seriously not notice that you were talking about how you went with your girlfriend, Angeline, and how Melanie went with her boyfriend? It was in the screenshots you sent me.
What?
You were even so kind as to name who your girlfriend was. Both Jafar and Angeline are acquaintances of mine, so gathering information was extremely easy. Thank you for providing me with proof of your own crimes.
What?
Please send me the alimony I asked for, and sign the divorce papers too. I asked Angeline to pay an alimony as well. By the way, she says she's going to break up with you.
But...
Please talk to my lawyer, not me. From now on. Goodbye.
I messed up!
Hey, I got divorced because of you, Jessica. My husband got custody of our children as well. He even made me pay an alimony for cheating on him. Even my boyfriend Jafar broke up with me. If you hadn't been hospitalized, this would have never happened. Are you not satisfied until you make everything that happens to you someone else's fault? What? You probably already know that everyone found out that you were cheating on your husband because your brother sent those screenshots to me. You told my husband, right? Everything would have been fine if you had just kept quiet. Did you think I was kind enough to just stay quiet and not tell your husband after I was sent to the hospital because of what you and your brother did? You know that I was a nursery teacher before I married your brother, right? There's no way that I, a person who loves children, am just going to forgive a mother who says that she wants to go on vacation with her boyfriend, but her children are a bother. Even if you tell me that now, what am I supposed to do after this? I can't rely on Seth anymore because we had a fight. And apparently Mother is now at a daycare service because of Uncle Wallace. And my father has already passed away, so you're the only person who can help me, Jessica. Even if you ask me to help you, you're my sister-in-law, so it's only a matter of fact that you're going to help me. I got divorced with your brother. Huh? You're a stranger to me now, so goodbye. You're lying, right? Bye. Jessica! First of all, I'm glad Seth's mother and Melanie's children were all right. The poor children. They were so confused when their mother had left them at a strange house with me, a person they had barely known. Luckily, Melanie's husband got custody of them, and Melanie now has to pay monthly child support for 5 children. Speaking of Seth and her sister, I started plotting my revenge as soon as I woke up from my coma in the hospital, before I even knew that Seth was cheating on me. Now that I think about it though, all that happened was the 2 siblings didn't have enough brains and everything fell apart and they took each other down. I barely did anything. By the way, the 2 of them were left with basically no money after paying their alimonies, and for some reason also lost their jobs. Even though they always just insult each other, they had nowhere left to go, as Melanie's husband kicked her out of his house, and fortunately the house me and Seth used to live in was handed down to me by my father, and so I kicked him out as well. And so the 2 of them begrudgingly moved into their parents' old house. But apparently their Uncle Wallace owns the house, not Seth, and it seems not long after the 2 of them moved in, he had set in motion a plan to kick them out. What really happened to the 2 of them after that, I don't know, and I don't really care.
Hey, dispatch worker. Why did you go home before me? You have no manners even though you're a dispatch worker? Just because it's your first day here doesn't mean you can be lax. Reply to my text, dispatch worker. Good evening, Mr. Cobb. My name isn't dispatch worker, it's Jack Morrow. Who cares about that? I'm asking why you went home earlier than me. Are you underestimating us or something? Do you even have a will to work? Listen up. If you're going to work under me, then I'm going to have to be strict on you. Even if you are just a lowly dispatch worker, I'm not going to let you not take your work seriously. If I may, I think it can't be helped if a dispatch worker goes home earlier than the full-time employees. What? Do you think this job is a game or something? I intend to do my work properly, and I think I worked hard enough today as well. Then why did you disobey me and go home early? I told you not to go home before your superiors, but you didn't follow my orders. Besides, who said a dispatch worker like you could even have an opinion? It's not my opinion. I'm just talking about my terms of employment. Huh? Your terms of employment? There needs to be a regular employee with me while I'm doing work. Making part-time workers or dispatch workers do stuff on their own is banned. The only people who can lock the doors of the factories and the offices in this branch office are the full-time employees who have keys. The only 3 people left were me, you, and the part-time worker Miss Knox, so if you were to go home, then me and Miss Knox would have to go home as well, right? But if you do that, then there's going to be unfinished work. But isn't it going to be a problem if you just leave me in the office? Not only that, I'd like to correct you on a fundamental error in your logic. What is it? In the first place, I wasn't assigned to work in the factory. I was assigned to work in the office. What? Really? Yes. I was temporarily dispatched since the office was suddenly extremely low on staff because of people suddenly going on parental leave or having to be hospitalized. It was decided from the start that I would only be working here for 3 months until the employees return. Seriously? By the way, the only reason I did a bit of work in the factory today was because our managers thought that it would help with my work if I got to know how things were in the factories. I'm going to be doing desk work at the office from tomorrow. So you're not the one who's going to give me orders. The supervisor in the office is. Oh, is that so? Are we all right now? Oh, yeah, you can go now. Well then, goodbye. Huh, so you weren't one of my subordinates. I'm misleading. Hey, dispatch worker. My name is Jack, Mr. Cobb. It seems your dispatch period ends today, huh? Yes, thank you for having me. I mean, I guess it's only obvious for an impolite person who doesn't listen to what others say like you to be fired. What is it? There's no use trying to flatter me now. It's too late. I had told you on my first day of work, right? It was decided that my dispatch period would be for 3 months from the start. There was no plan of extending the period either, so it's not that I'm being fired. Oh, is that so? Again, thank you for having me. Goodbye. Wait, I thought that I had seen you somewhere before, but to think, you're Jack, right? The dispatch worker who was fired after 3 months 5 years ago? That reminds me, they were saying that several dispatch workers will be joining the factory workforce today. I see. This means that this time for sure you've been dispatched as one of my subordinates. Hold on, you're still living on that low salary of a dispatch worker after even 5 years? It seemed that you were quite the useless worker. It looks like it's almost time for the morning assembly. I heard that some high-ranking person from a new department at the company headquarters is going to be visiting today. I'm going to show the people in the main company how competent I am, and at the same time, show you how things are going to be around here as your boss. Why did you punch me as soon as the morning assembly started? It's only natural that useless low-ranking employees like you get punched. Work your ass off today as well. It seems you still don't understand the position you're in. Huh? Why don't you think about this carefully? No matter what the reason is, punching someone will cause a huge commotion. Don't you think that under regular circumstances, you would have been subdued on the spot? No one stopped me because everyone knows that my style of education is flawless and correct. No, the reason no one stopped you even though you punched me is because I had told everyone prior not to lay their hands on you until I say so. What? Now, I saw the text you sent me before this morning assembly. That's when I remembered that there were rumors about you going about in the company headquarters, but how you weren't doing well with your employees' relationships. And so I decided to not say anything and see how you would behave. I'm going to send this conversation to HQ. I kindly ask for your cooperation. Huh? Why are you talking as if you're the one heading the morning assembly? You're just a dispatch worker. I see. So you really haven't noticed yet. What is it? I came from the company headquarters. You came from HQ? Yes, I am now a full-time employee who works at HQ. By the way, I'm also the head of compliance starting from this year. What? I'll answer your questions in detail later. It looks like the swelling on my cheek is quite serious, so I'm going to go to the clinic. Hey, hold on! Since when were you a full-time employee who worked at HQ? Hey, you should be home by now, right? What's the meaning of this? Explain it to me right now. It means that you're banned from coming to work. Yes, it was really tough for me after that, you know? Immediately after I finished texting you, I was called by the head of this branch office and told not to come to work anymore. All I did was try to teach you your place as a lowly, useless dispatch worker. Why are you now the head of a new department at HQ? It's only been 5 years. When did all this happen? Well, it happened 5 years ago. While I was working here as a dispatch worker for 3 months, I noticed that the work done on computers in this branch office is quite inefficient. So I did as much as I could as a dispatch worker to optimize the speed of work. The head of this branch office and even people from HQ noticed what I had done, and they were kind enough to give me a job at HQ as a full-time employee. But even still, how were you able to become a department head in only 5 years? As regards to that, I'm not the only one. 2 years ago, I was invited to be one of the founding members of the new department, and the head of this new department was an employee aged 34. Huh? The head was the same age as me? It might look like he was promoted to a high position at an extremely young age when you compare it to the rest of the company, but the average age of this new department was 28. Considering this, I think you'll find it more believable that I was eventually chosen to become the head at the age of 30. Seriously? Well, there's really no point in me talking about my job, so I'll stop talking about this topic. What I wanted to talk about is how you suddenly punched me, who came from HQ to see how things were going here during today's morning assembly. I didn't know. I heard that new dispatch workers will be joining the factory workforce today, and that's when I saw you, so I assumed that you were here as a dispatch worker again. But I heard that the new dispatch workers would be coming tomorrow. What? It seems you didn't know the company's schedule, but that's not the point. No matter who the other person is, and no matter what your positions are, punching someone in the face is most of the time frowned upon. I just had a little misunderstanding. Don't you think we need to take that into consideration? Even if I were a dispatch worker, punching me in the face would have been a serious offense. It's not as if you were protecting yourself as well. You obviously just suddenly punched me. That's the reason you're being punished. Come on, I'm begging you. I'm about to get married. You're getting married? I plan on proposing to her soon, and my girlfriend is waiting for me to propose to her as well. You got a girlfriend? You know her as well, right? It's Miss Knox, the part-time worker from the office. What? Ms. Knox? But I was suddenly told not to come to work, so... if I may. I want to find happiness with her. But Ms. Knox is the wife of the factory head's son, didn't you know? What? It seems that she goes by her maiden name, Knox, while at the company. You're lying. Her husband is an employee at HQ, so I know him. They have a child who's turning 10 this year, if I remember correctly. No way, that's impossible. But Miss Knox comes to meet me every morning. Miss Knox is in charge of handing out the things that came with delivery to each department, right? Of course she comes to the factory every day. During lunch break too, she brings me lunch boxes to make herself look good as a wife. But I heard that her husband was in charge of making their lunch boxes. It seems that there's one more thing that we need to investigate. Hold on. I'm going to report this to HQ. Don't do this, please. Sorry, but the cheek which you punched still stings, so... I have bigger problems. Goodbye. I'm impressed someone like him was able to become the manager, but it seems like he was fairly competent at his actual work, which is why he was promoted in the first place. That being said though, luckily I wasn't seriously injured when Mr. Cobb punched me in the face, but obviously I couldn't just let it go, so I filed a report on him. Ms. Knox, who he had apparently been stalking, filed a report on him as well. We have no intention of settling this outside of court with him. After the whole debacle, Mr. Cobb was now in possession of a criminal record and was fired from the company. He used all the money he had saved up to pay for the alimonies, which were massive. Me and Ms. Knox had asked from him, and he was forced to start over from scratch. No, it was even worse than starting over from scratch for him, as he was now in the possession of a criminal record. Unless he does something about how he treats other people, I doubt he'll be able to live a happy life in the future.
You never wear red clothes, right, Alan? You don't even own a single red piece of clothing, right?
What, red? Yep, I don't have any red clothing, I guess.
Why?
Oh, I guess I never told you why. Apparently I don't look good in red or other such warm colors. Everyone around me says I look better in cool colors like blue, so that's how I've been dressing ever since.
I see, but my ex-boyfriend Lewis looked so good in red.
Huh?
I unconsciously bought a red t-shirt that he would look good in, but I can't wear this, so why don't you try it on? If you don't want to wear it outdoors, then why not just wear it indoors?
I don't mind wearing it, but why do you have to bring up your ex-boyfriend?
Huh? There's no real reason. Why?
Even still, you talk about your ex-boyfriend with me and unconsciously buy something for him. It makes me a bit uncomfortable.
You're thinking too much into this.
Don't you realize that you talk about your ex-boyfriend every day?
I'm just talking about some memories that I have. No need to be so suspicious. Well then, I'll be at the shopping mall a bit longer.
Hey, Vickie.
What is it, Alan?
I'm currently on break at the office and...
What?
The lunch you gave me? Why did you use Kimetsu no Yaiba furikake?
What? You don't like it?
I mean, the furikake is just regular furikake, so I don't mind, but The things you put in my lunchbox, aren't these foods that one of the characters from the manga likes? The sweets as well?
Oh, well, you see, I remembered that my ex-boyfriend loved that manga. The character that loves those foods was my ex-boyfriend's favorite character from the manga. My lunchbox has the same stuff.
Your ex-boyfriend again.
Huh?
The reason you put so many sweets into my lunchbox, even though you know I don't like sweets, is because of your ex-boyfriend again, right?
Oh, but my ex-boyfriend would have loved it.
Yeah, but I don't love it. If the two of us ever have children...
Huh? Children?
There's a chance that you will continue unconsciously talking about your ex-boyfriend every day. And I'm not even exaggerating. That's why I always remind you about it, even though it may seem like I'm just being annoying.
I might be reunited with my ex-boyfriend, so it's fine if our children hear.
Huh?
What I'm trying to tell you is, I want to get back together with my ex-boyfriend, so I don't want to have children with you.
Hold on. Don't you realize that what you're saying is outrageous? Didn't your ex-boyfriend already get married? You said that yourself, right?
Yes, but according to information from a friend, it seems that he hasn't had children with his wife yet, which means that if the two of them get divorced, I would get a chance to get back together with him. But if the two of us had children, all the business about custody of the children and bringing a child to another marriage would be a hassle, right? Which is why I don't want children.
What? Then why didn't you marry him in the first place?
Huh?
You keep talking about your ex-boyfriend because you still have feelings for him, right?
Ew, are you getting upset?
Anyone would be in my situation. Day after day, you keep talking about your ex-boyfriend. Have you ever thought about how I feel?
You're such a pain in the ass. Don't be jealous of my ex-boyfriend. Always with your complaints. You're such a small person.
That's not the problem.
I can't help it. I only broke up with my ex-boyfriend because I found out right before we were about to graduate university that he hadn't found a job yet. It was about 2 years after that when I found out that he had started his own business while still a student, which means he never needed to find a job in the first place. If I had known that from the start, then I never would have broken up with him, and we might still be together to this day. Who knows? Maybe he still has feelings for me.
I'm impressed at how you can entertain such fantasies when he's already married and on a different path in life.
But there's still a possibility that he'll get divorced, right? Which is why I don't want you to talk about the two of us having children.
Then go to your ex-boyfriend then.
What?
I don't know how your ex-boyfriend sees you, but I for one have had enough. We're getting divorced. I'm thinking about getting the divorce papers from the city hall on my way home from work. But if you're ready to get divorced as well, then I don't mind if you begin the preparations. Well then, I'll get back to work.
Alan, I turned the divorce papers to City Hall.
I see. So you're okay with divorce?
Yep. Oh, I don't need any of your property. I'll pay for the alimony from my savings when I was single as well. I already sent you the money.
You seem quite enthusiastic.
You see, I had one of my friends who lives near my ex-boyfriend do some digging yesterday. She said Lewis was on his own the whole time and she couldn't see his wife. This must mean that marriage didn't go well and they got divorced, or that at least they're living separately. It seems that I'm fated to be with him. It's fine if I don't work anymore once I marry him, since he's the owner of a company.
Is that so?
Well, I'll pack my stuff and go where he is by today. Thanks for divorcing me at such a good time. Bye! Lewis, aren't you coming home yet?
Who is this?
It's me, Vickie.
Vickie?
Come on, don't pretend you don't remember me. We went out until we graduated university, right?
Oh, that Vickie?
I'm I'm so glad you didn't change your phone number.
What do you want with someone you broke up with years ago?
I thought that we could get back together, so I came.
What? I'm already married, you know.
I know. And you recently got divorced, right?
No, we didn't.
Oh, so you're just living separately?
Well, yes, we are living separately, but we have no intention of getting divorced.
What?
It's been decided that we will move in with her parents. I haven't prepared to move yet because of work, so my pregnant wife moved there on her own first.
What? Pregnant? What are you doing? Don't you know that if you have children, you'll have to deal with stuff like who gets custody of the child and child support? It's going to be a real hassle. That's why I made sure not to have any children with my ex-husband, because we would eventually get back together. You just ruined all my efforts.
What are you talking about? To be honest, I have basically forgotten about you.
What?
Besides, I have no intention of getting back together with someone who didn't listen to a thing I said and just kept insulting me.
Huh? You're lying, right?
Don't you think it's only natural?
Come on, let's just talk for a bit, even once. You see, I got divorced just so we could get back together.
I don't understand in the first place how you ever thought that we would get back together.
I'll wait for you outside your room until you finish working.
Are you at a apartment right now?
Yep, I am. I'll be here until you come meet me.
I left that apartment 1 week ago.
Huh?
The contract renewal at the apartment was going to be at a bad time for me, so I'm temporarily living in a hotel.
No way! You're not here anymore?
I don't want you to come anywhere near me again, and I don't want you to contact me either. You're a nuisance to me.
You're joking, right?
I'm blocking you. Bye.
But this must be a joke, right? Louis? Alan, I realized since then that actually you're the one I love the most. I'll bring the marriage papers and come over, so let's be husband and wife again, shall we?
What? Jesus, you're back already?
Yep, I'll make all the foods that you like tonight.
I'm sorry, but that's going to be a problem for me.
What?
Wanting to get back together the day you got divorced is crazy no matter how you look at it. Besides, I have no intention of getting back together with you.
I promised to never talk about my ex-boyfriend again. That's what you're mad about, right? I talked to my ex-boyfriend just earlier, and he said that his wife is pregnant, which means that if they got divorced, having to deal with who gets custody of the child and who has to pay child support is going to be a hassle. He said we really couldn't come to an agreement, and in the end, he told me he didn't want to see me again.
Is that so? Even if that's the case, I'm 120% not getting back together with you.
Why? I said I wouldn't talk about my ex-boyfriend again.
But you're lying right now as to the reason he didn't want to get back together with you?
What?
Your ex-boyfriend Luis showed me the conversation you two had when you went to meet him.
Huh? You two knew each other?
What are you talking about? We all went to the same university, remember? I wasn't really close to Luis, but I had exchanged contact information with him since he was a friend of a friend. He just told me what had happened earlier. He even sent me screenshots of the conversation you two had, so I know everything.
Huh? No way.
Well, that's the situation. I have zero intention of starting things over with you.
Please, Alan, you're divorcing me over something as little as this?
The fact that you think this is just something little is proof that we can't make things work anymore.
Alan, please, I promise to change.
If you come, I'll call the police. I don't ever want to see you again.
What? No way. I have nowhere to go if you leave me like this.
I'm blocking you. Bye. It was about 3 months into our marriage when Vickie started to talk about her ex-boyfriend, Luis, every day. This is also about the time when Luis got married and a friend told her that he was actually the CEO of a company, according to Luis. Vickie has a habit of thinking that something that was once hers is hers forever, which is probably why she probably wanted to get back together with me, even though I was already married when she found out that I ran a business. Also, it seems she went to meet Luis one more time after that, and this time the police came for her. Her parents were furious, and without a word they sent her to marry a distant relative of hers, a single man in his 50s. I have no idea why Vickie agreed to marrying him, but I guess I'll never be able to understand the way that woman thinks. Still though, I don't know what gave her parents the idea of making her marry this distant relative of theirs. Soon after, it was revealed that she was pregnant. Talking about this honestly makes me sick. But apparently this distant relative of hers, who is now her husband, plans on having 5 more children, which means that Vickie will be forced to spend the rest of her life raising children.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.